We see the course. Here's our start on the beach, out through that little rip on the left, board leg first, back around. It's the loop format. We come around the swim for the second leg, and then around back into the ski. There's 4 laps of that, Tim, so they're going to be hurting near the end of this race.
Yeah, Shannon Eckstein, the man to beat. Of course, he won one in Western Australia, and Kenrick won the other, so outstanding performance from Kendrick Louis. Choppy old day in Newcastle. And we're underway.
Watch for these guys on the left here to probably get the best advantage out of the rip. We're on board with Shannon Eckstein. And great start. They've got to lift the board, get it over those little chops and get away. Matt Poole away, looking determined. Unusual though, Reese, on his stomach.
Yeah, most of the guys will run down, jump straight onto their knees because they feel that's the most powerful stroke and the quickest way to get out. But a little wave might have jumped in front of him and Pooley decided to lay down. He's still laying down. He's really ripping in, laying down and heading for that rip again that we've been talking about, Trevor.
Now, normally on the left, that rip would take you out first no matter what. But when you've got someone like Shannon Eckstein, Wes Berg, Matt Poole, guys like that over on further on that right side, sometimes they defy the odds. And that's kind of what they've done here today. You can see the left side moving out quite fast, but the right side did get the better start of it initially.
Yeah, interesting for the younger guys. Well, there's the oldest guy in the field, Wes Berg, 34, still powering along, an outstanding performer at the elite level for such a long, long time. And then you've got these other young guys like Bevilacqua and others that are coming through and learning on the job. It's there he is, actually, young 21-year-old Matt Bevilacqua.
Looks like a bit of a game of Twister gone wrong right there. A couple of feet in the face. That's how tight it is.
There was a couple of stages there where he couldn't even get his arms in to take a stroke, so very tight around those backhands. But look at Nathan Smith and Wesy Berg, the 2 old fellas out in front. And 2 of the best board paddlers of surf lifesaving history, but both laying down as they go back into that wind. Well, it's just showing you how strong that wind is out there and how tricky it is. For those guys to be laying down just for that stability, it's just showing you how tricky it is out there as they're pushing home now on a few of these runners. And Wes Berg, head down, look, chasing that run. Perfect technique for the kids at home. He's going to get picked up by these guys in this little chop. Look at these waves coming together. Have a look at the can on the left there. A couple have got to come back across to that. That's a little bit of bad. Here we see Tommy Terrenbath and Hayden White. Whoa.
Oh, that got a bit tight there. I think Wes might have copped a bit of a push up the back.
Hayden White rolled off there, but actually recovered as Shannon Eckstein, Matt Poole come through on this wave.
Well, here it is.
So that's Tommy Terrenbath. Go left, Whitey, he yells out. He knows he's got to get around that can. Bumps into him, rolls him off. Here we see it from Hayden. Off to the side.
And that must have been where Wes got him. Oh, yeah.
Well, here's from Wes.
I think it's hit him on a butt cheek, if I can say that.
Well, you can say it, and it's that is one painful hit from Wes Berg. That's a nice little bit of camaraderie there.
Nicely picked up. He looked back at him and made sure he was okay. That will hurt. That's going to affect him for a little while. If you get a cork in that region, that's not going to tickle.
Yeah, well, just everything you do in this sport, it involves, you know, using your legs and using your buttocks, you know, so if that's hit him hard enough, that's going to really affect him today.
Yeah, may need the cushion on the plane.
Cam Cole now out in front, the Australian Ironman champion. Renowned board paddler, great board paddler, so that's where Cam should be after that board leg in first place. That's a great effort.
Look at Matt Poole run off to the left to find the rip.
Plenty more to come today, the surf getting bigger.
It sure is, and that's going to fire up that rip on the left we just saw the guys running into. As that water comes in, it's going to move out, and you can see out the back there, Reese, it pushes them back across towards the cans. The cans, of course, at the moment, though, are more on the inside of the break, and our big normal Nutri-Grain boy is gone because it is so windy. Yeah, you're exactly right, Trevor, and we saw Matty Poole round the first, as we just see the jet ski punch through a big wave. Matty Poole went down to the left, and he's now out in front. And I love seeing Pooley when he races aggressively. When he gets out there and he attacks, that's when Pooley's at his best, as the top 3 guys have just got a beautiful wave.
Yeah, and that is Matt Poole, Shannon Eckstein and Nathan Smith. Cam Cole makes up the top 4, Trev.
And here we go, a little replay of this wave. The waves are all bumpy and moving around different spots, so they all take off together. Great, they'll be loving this in the middle of the swim leg, holding it through. And as we come on the inside, that's Shannon Eckstein on the right. He's almost messed that. No, he's pulled that off. Reese, that's just pure strength.
It was. The wave was sort of smothered him, and he just got out with brute strength there, and he would have been kicking his legs extremely hard. And there off he goes, light on his feet.
Yeah, Kai Hurst has just come into fourth, Hayden White, Kane Eckstein, so something has happened there where we've split the leaders. Tannen Linden in 8th, Thomas Trembath in 9th, Dane Farrell, the great Dane, Kendrick Louis in 11th, still not getting there. Cameron Cole, he's really dropped.
And there was Dane Farrell's cheer squad. Great Dane on the hat, sporting the blue hair to bring attention to men's depression and Beyond Blue, so doing a wonderful job. Dane Farrell, the biggest cheer squad on the beach.
Really is great to see him doing that with the blue hair and his cheer squad there, and Beyond Blue do a wonderful, wonderful job.
Just saw up on the results there, Kendrick Louis just back a little bit there. He's got a lot of work to do, Kendrick. He'll be fighting his way into this ski leg as we see Shannon Eckstein nice and clean around those cans. He's so good.
When you look back and you see all those onboard camera shots, you see how busy they all are, keeping the technique, you know, the strokes going and everything else. But look every direction he's looking to get around the can. Watch those feet, the knees moving up and down as he drives off for those strokes. There's a lot more going on than meets the eye.
And the ski, we mentioned earlier how difficult it is to stay in still water.
And what a great little wave on the left side of the screen there. We see Matt Poole come up and join Shannon Eckstein. So at the moment, it's a bit cat and mouse.
Yeah, that's a good wave for Pooley to put him up there with Shannon. And again, like I said, Pooley likes to race from the front, and that's when he's at his best. You can see Shannon here, he's just slowing, he's throwing his leg out. Pooley's slid down the front of that. Shannon's just...
Bit of a nose plough.
Yeah, Shannon's just veered off. He'll still manage to come in on this front wave, but a little tiny mistake there, I think, from Shannon.
What's the relationship between these two guys?
Well, I think that, you know, most of the guys are fairly good mates out of the water. In the water, there's different lengths of rivalry. Matt Poole really wants to be the star of the sport. He doesn't want to go out and be a star, like in ego terms, but he wants to win this series. He doesn't like being sitting back in fourth place, and he won't give him an inch, as he said in the start interview.
Poole, Eckstein and Nathan Smith. What about Nathan Smith? 3 years out of the sport. He's been doing it for a couple of decades.
Nathan Smith, incredible man. Basically, so many great performances over the years. 3 years is no mean feat to come back and compete at this level. Absolutely dominated up at the trial earlier in the year.
Here we are back on board with Kendrick. Still back a bit, still trying to get himself back into the game here.
Kendrick looking a little bit flatter, and that's one thing you wouldn't see from Shannon. Normally he just backs up race after race after race. Kendrick, our winner from the last round, shows he's still finding his feet a little bit. He's not quite up there just yet and not looking as bright as Shannon, just sitting there, laying there doing his thing. There we go, look at Kendrick now. No doubt won't have given up, but didn't look quite as sharp to me.
Nathan Smith, of course, from Cronulla in the Southern Beaches in Sydney. So long away. What a remarkable effort. Got a young family now. Sure is. As we get back to Matt Poole and Shannon Eckstein, this battle at the front.
Great little shot there of Shannon from the onboard camera, rushing out and straight away, Reece, back on his knees and pushing because he knew he had to try and get over that wave and track back that distance that Pooley's got in the shore break.
Absolutely, and Pooley's up and running. He's got a little bit of a lead now, and Shannon really working hard. He's looking strong after those first 2 rounds. He's worked his way into the race, and here comes Shannon.
It's really interesting to see that shot, though, isn't it? Because he's really, really trying not to let Pooley get away from him. So there's no normal little professor back there. We saw him get up straight away and really push it. So he doesn't want to come second in this race.
100%. I think he knows how strong Pooley is out in front.
Yeah, one guy that's not here this year, of course, Ali Day, second in the series last year, as you see Kane go past Nathan, and Roz is with him on the beach.
Well, Ali, you can barely get down on the beach here with all of your fan club asking for autographs. Is it tough or is it nice to be back?
Yeah, it was pretty mixed emotions, I guess, this morning waking up. Especially the last couple of years, I've had a few really good results here at Newcastle, and it's really special to come down and still be a part of it and do things like this and sign autographs for kids and I guess watch, you know, a lot of my mates race today. So it has been pretty hard to come down the beach today, but, you know, at least I'm down here and you know, I'm enjoying it, and I hope, you know, Pooley keeps his lead now.
Can you explain exactly what you're going through?
Look, after the Coolangatta Gold this year, I had a couple of weeks off and got back into a bit of training, and yeah, just never felt myself really. Just extremely tired, exhausted, and didn't have the zing, I guess, you know, I've seen a lot of doctors and things like that, and I think generally I just need a really good rest, and you know, I'm enjoying that rest now in my hometown in Kiama. So,
how tough was it to make the call to pull out of the series?
Yeah, probably the toughest call I've ever had to make, really. Through my doctor and through, you know, my coach Michael King, it was one of the hardest things that I did have to do in my life, and I'm really looking forward to getting fit and healthy now and enjoying my time off.
Well, best of luck with the recovery. Who are you tipping to take it out?
I'll have to go the Mooloolaba boys today. I can pull these out in front there, and, you know, I know he won here last year, so I'd love to see him win today. So, yeah, keep coming at him, bully.
Thanks, Ali.
Thanks, Roz.
Ali Day, we wish him a quick recovery, not an easy thing to go through.
Shannon Eckstein flies down this wave from behind, totally catches us by surprise. Look at this, Matt Poole gets left behind. Shannon has come through and he's going to hold that right in.
Once again, this surf just shows how cruel this sport can be sometimes. Poole had a really good, strong lead there. Now Shannon Eckstein is out in front in his usual spot.
Unbelievable turn. Now he's going to pick up this tiny little one on the edge here, which is a brilliant piece of body surfing. This is why he's the master. Shannon Eckstein, we can't say enough about how good he is and how much he's changed his sport. It's incredible the way he races, the way he perfects it.
He'd get one in a bathtub, wouldn't he? A wave?
I'm sure that's where he probably first practiced, of course, but I know Shannon Eckstein and Kane Eckstein as well. There's Matt Poole coming up in second place, Kai Hurst in third, and back to Kane, who I just mentioned. Shannon and Kane were two of those kids that used to grow up running in the backyard and wanting to be Ironmen when they watched the series many, many years ago. So they grew up idolising the people before them and wanting to be in this position, and now here they are, two of them, near the end of their careers, but everyone else is idolising them.
Yeah, you're too humble to say it, Trev, but you may have been one of those people, I would have think.
Definitely. Shannon's looking strong. He's out in front and looking very strong and comfortable. You can see their transition was a little bit, they took in a couple of deep breaths, and you can see the field really starting to stretch out as we're on board with Wesley Berg, punching through a wave, and he's flipped upside down. Must be struggling with that little injury that or that board bump into his buttocks earlier today.
No cushions in the seat of a ski, as we know. It doesn't get any softer as the race goes on. Shannon Eckstein doing a bit of a masterclass here, comes in and picks up a nice wave, perfectly in tune with the ocean right now.
Oh, Shannon Eckstein, the professor, as we see a little bit of a wobble around the can.
There's Kane Eckstein. We'll get a little closer shot of that as he comes around. Just mistimes it with the chop. Bang, just bumps it out of the way, no problems. Takes a few more strokes. Bit of an animal is Kane, no problems to him.
Shannon, his older brother, as he comes around, this dead set champion, Matt Poole. Pooley, as he's affectionately known. What about Kane Eckstein, looking to break a world record? Matt Poole, he's fired up, and there he is, just behind Shannon Eckstein. He's the piggy in the middle of the Eckstein brothers.
He'll be brewing because Shannon got that wave through when he had a nice little lead, so he'll be sitting back there trying to chase Shannon down and don't ride him off. We know Shannon's the master, but Matt Poole, when he gets that look in his eye, Reece, he's a hard man to beat.
Yeah, most definitely. You can see the rate. You can see that anxiousness to try and get back up there. He's really pushing hard. And he's got Kane chasing behind him as well, as we're on board with Kai Hurst, who's popped off. And how quick was that?
Speaking of Kane Eckstein's chin-ups, that was Kai Hurst's chin-up back onto the board there. Well done. Matt Poole catching this wave out the back. Shannon's got a little one in front. Poole gets a chance to show off and enjoy the rail of his board a little bit. But he's going to like that because that'll probably run through. And both these guys look like they've got a good wave through to the beach. Yeah,
a couple of nice waves there to increase their lead as Kane's just coming around that turning can. Shannon's on the beach, light on those feet as usual.
And you can see that distance back as Pooley comes in, puts the head down and away he goes. He's fired up.
Yeah, and his dad, Ian, I think I might have said he had the shirt on, or at least he's got a singlet as he yells at his son, "Get on there, Matt."
Boy, how was that? He really got him going too, didn't he? That was good. Good to see. And Kane Eckstein, younger brother of Shannon and a superstar of this sport, chases around in third. We haven't seen him dominate yet. Any moment now, Kane Eckstein could come through.
Most definitely, and here's Kai Hurst. Again, we haven't seen a lot of Kai today, but he's slowly working his way into this race. You can see a bit of tape on his back. He has a few lower back problems, but he's starting to make his presence felt the longer this race goes.
Yeah, he looked like he had a bit of a glint in his eye too. He really pumped those legs. As we see him dive over that wave, another one swimming with intent. Look at that, diving into the rip. back to Shannon Eckstein, out to the second can. Those cans on the inside. Incredible shots here. Newcastle Beach headland in the background and the famous Newcastle Bars swimming pool.
Look at these waves. It's really messy as Pooley gets a little run on the top of it. Shannon gets a run on it. It's all over the place, Trevor. They're coming from all different angles.
Every mother's got a whirlpool washing machine there. Karma where Roz is.
Well, the crowd is playing a massive role in lifting the athletes as they run up the beach here because they are looking incredibly exhausted in these conditions. Without a doubt, one of the crowd favourites is Kendrick Louis. There's a huge roar every time he runs in. Now, it is still very, very windy, and all of the competitors tell me that luck is going to play a huge role in who wins this. So far, it's the experience of Shannon Eckstein out in front.
Thanks, Ros. Well, it's a real head bobber this. I think Matt Poole maybe just getting in front of Shannon here. Matt Poole and Shannon Eckstein. It's a real ding-dong battle, Trev.
We saw this back in the first round in Perth, in Margaret River, that every time someone would get away, they'd catch back up again. The race is just not... It's back on. And we've got a full-on race on our hands, particularly between these two. And I think that might have been Kai Hurst's hand on the wave right behind them.
I think you're right, because Kai Hurst, we saw him pick up some ground in the swim. Shannon goes through first, then Matt Poole, and I expect Kai Hurst, yep, there he is. He's got this back problem, but is there a more determined competitor?
One supreme competitor, that's for sure.
Here we are on board with Matty Poole. He's really having a red-hot crack today, Poole. He's really got that fire in his eye. This is a really great battle. I'm really enjoying sitting here watching this. It's fantastic. And then with Kai Hurst chasing them, what a race.
Let's get an update here. Shannon Eckstein, Matt Poole up the top, Kai Hurst, Kane Eckstein, all our Broadway acts right up the top. Kendrick Louis, who won at Smith's Beach. You've got Tannen Linden, this up-and-coming star, and it goes to Minogue and Bevilacqua, the 21-year-old. Nathan Smith's dropped down to 9th now. Wes Berg after that bump he had. Trembath, Farrell, and I tell you what, he's got some great fans in the crowd. And then it winds out to Allen, White, Miller, and rounding out the field is Cameron Cole.
And a great job for Dane Farrell too. He had a terrible time back over in Smith's Beach for both rounds over there. So good to see him back and on top of the water and doing a little bit better.
Shannon Eckstein working on a little runner here. And this is what he's so good at, Trevor, working on these little runners, turning these little runners into something. And he's doing that really well. But look at Pooley's raid in the background. He's hanging in there. Kai Hurst coming around the can now. They're really going for it, these guys.
Oh, Shannon here going straight ahead. He's got to keep that nose out, ploughing down there. And look,
that's Cameron Cole.
He's had to avoid Cameron Cole there. So Shannon Eckstein has had to move to not hit him. So here he is going across, handles the ski perfectly. But he won't be liking that after all that effort to get a lead.
Takes a bit of a look across, and Cameron Cole lucky to get away with it. This is a bit of a state of origin battle, this. You can actually see a slight tinge of maroon in Shannon's orange, and, of course, the blue on Matt Poole. Could he ambush him this time? Could it be his year? Could it be the year for the Blues? Could they knock the Queenslanders off as we see Matt Poole come around in front of Shannon Eckstein?
Or will it be Queensland and Shannon Eckstein? Shannon going for number 8. Of course, we know the Maroons have won 8 in a row. You guys might outnumber me here, but that doesn't mean much in State of Origin.
Come on, Blues.
Yeah, go the Blues. Poole, Eckstein, Hurst, Kane Eckstein. As we mentioned, all these stars, and Tannen Linden.
What a race this has been, Trevor. I've never seen a race where it's gone back and forth so much. It's been an interesting, if anything, duel, hasn't it?
I've been sitting here thinking the same thing. It's just constantly at each other's throat the whole way through this race, and one gets away and then something happens and they catch up. Whether it's a mistake or a stroke of luck and waves coming up, they're just banging into each other the whole time. It's incredible to watch. Matt Poole has wanted to win this series, as he said, from a young boy. He no doubt has idolised Shannon Eckstein, so he's trying to beat his idol. Yeah,
it's like a big heavyweight battle, this, you know, the young and the old. And Matt Poole, as we just saw with that little feature piece on him, so determined before he's out of this sport to get one. Shannon Eckstein, well, he doesn't know much about losing. He's won so many times as they come around the can again.
It's a bit like David and Goliath, except in this case, the Goliath is the smaller one. David's the big guy.
Just the pace at this time of the race too, the back end of the race, and the pace that they're going is extraordinary. And also these two know that not far behind them, Kai Hurst is still lurking around as a wave jacks up.
Whoa.
Oh, what? He's just missed him. There was a butterfly wing in that. Let's have a look at that again.
Cornering across.
Oh.
That was really close.
His fin would have been near the back of his leg right then.
Look at this, Trevor. Struth.
Poole and Shannon Eckstein. Now we have just one swim and one ski, and that is it as we watch Kai Hurst. Oh!
A beautiful little piece of surfing off the board there. Takes me back to the days. Here we see on board on the camera. And this is back when Grant Kenny first changed the sport of Ironman racing. He used to jump off his paddleboard for the run leg to get a better run. So Hursty mimicking his idol, Grant Kenny.
I like the looks in all their eyes. It's that time of the race where everyone's starting to hurt and everyone's just so focused on trying to get that win.
And there's Kane Eckstein, who would never, ever give up, and you see him back there chasing, but even he pales a little bit in the way Kai Hurst just ran into the water. That was one determined look.
And everyone wanting to knock off Shannon Eckstein. And, of course, Kendrick Louis did it at Smith's Beach. And we saw him say there in one of those feature pieces, look at this, it's so close. Every stroke. We saw him say back there in Western Australia how much he wanted to be like Shannon Eckstein. Well, here we have Matt Poole, so desperate to win a series and just on him the whole time.
Look at this underwater, they're clashing. That's Kai Hurst swimming past now, but they're just clashing left, right and centre. Shannon back in the lead as they go for a little wave. Shannon in the better spot, but Matt Poole picks it up as well. This is sensational.
Great body surfing from both those guys.
And now Pooley's gone past him.
Back and forth, unbelievable. I just can't get over the speed and the intensity this race is producing for us.
And look at this, neither of these guys swim with goggles, so you can see them squint their eyes open as they look up to where the finishing turn is.
Oh, look at this, there's a seal in the way behind them. It's Kai Hurst.
Wow, and Shannon goes back past Matt Poole and beats him up the beach with one leg to go. Matt Poole chasing down Shannon Eckstein.
Look at the speed that Shannon came out of the water there. Pooley's on the hunt. Kai Hurst is like a freight train. He is steaming home.
Gold, silver, bronze are on the beach right at the moment. 1, 2, 3, this is it. This is where it finishes. The final leg, the ski. Eckstein, Poole, Hurst. Can one of the others pop their head up? Can Kane come through? Can he do a chin up all the way to the top? Louis, Linden, and it goes on from there.
Kai gets a good skip over there. I'm actually nervous. I've got the flutters sitting here watching this unfold. It's incredible. Kai Hurst gets a good start as well. That's a bit of a gap to peg back when these two guys are going so hard against each other. That wave on the left, Reece, is going to be a problem.
I think Shannon will just sneak through that, which he has. They're going to go neck and neck all the way out to this front can, and they know that Kai Hurst is on their hammer.
And there's a few other obstacles, aren't there? Because there's still guys swimming.
Just shows you how fast these guys are going to lap some of the competitors. It's amazing.
And even to leave Kane Eckstein behind like that, Kai Hurst has gone away from him to catch up to these guys. Look at this. Now Matt Poole is in the lead and has the inside on the turns.
Kai Hurst trying hard.
It's crucial to have that inside run too on the ski. Sometimes you can get around that inside and you can get that first crack at the runner. Shannon's really going to have to try and creep up onto his shoulder and stay with him.
Here comes Hursty. This is incredible. Shannon's so smart. He'll know I haven't got the inside, so he starts to change his strategy. He'll go, take his time, go around the outside, but he'll want to pick the smartest line back to the beach.
Look at the different styles of these two. One's the unbelievable technician. The other one, let's get into this Pooley.
Pure, raw courage from Matt Poole and the smarts. Look at this. Shannon Eckstein, is he going to push over this little run here? He's tracked it a bit more back to the south. He's set himself up. He's gone past Matt Poole. He's done this 1,000 times. Probably not 1,000, but pretty close, it seems like it. And Matt Poole's going to push over next to him as well.
Well, they've blown off Kai Hurst, so I think Kai is not going to interfere with 1 and 2. It's going to be Eckstein or Poole. Poole or Eckstein.
Here we go again, guys. Another sprint finish. It is on.
Matt Poole tracking back across towards the finish there. Shannon Eckstein will probably try and hold his line a little bit here. But look at them side by side. All of a sudden, the gap close. The paddle's almost hitting the rudder there. And Shannon Eckstein now, he's straightened up again now.
Yeah, Matt Poole, of course, and he's coming back across. Is this what he's doing? Is this a tactic?
Well, it's hard to tell at that point in time there. It looks like he's following the run. He's straightened up there a little bit. They're going to come through one last little bit of gutter. But Pooley, look at him. He's looking back for this turn because he knows Shannon.
Whoa.
No, Shannon's gone across in front of him. This is on.
Oh, what a finish it is here. Shannon Eckstein, this absolute out-and-out champion against Matt Poole, the boy from Sydney. It's Eckstein in front. Poole just behind him. They come around this final turn. Oh, what's happened there? He's bumped him out of the way.
Oh.
Poole's got across. Eckstein's in the sand. Shakes his head. Oh, my goodness gracious, what a sensation.
Ruth, Trevor.
We'll be looking at that again. Wow. Bit of a shake of the head there from Shannon Pooley. Congratulates him. Kai Hurst comes up for third spot. Wasn't a part of that at all.
What a race.
Oh.
I can't believe it's finished like that.
Here's Shannon sitting on the beach. He's asking, did he push me? He's saying with the hand, was that a push?
Well, let's have a look back at what happened, boys. Talk us through it.
The first thing we pick up here is look at Pooley running around Shannon's handler. Has to change direction almost. See, right there, it gives a bit of a yell. You can see him wording something and takes off. Pooley's the faster runner, so Shannon's going to try and hold the inside line. Comes in here on the turn. Pooley's going to try and go on the gap.
Oh, it's true.
Knees him in the back of the leg. That's the first action here. Bang, there's the knee. Shannon goes forward, Pooley goes forward, and Shannon goes down. Pooley almost leans on his back. There it is, he's trying to squeeze through. And down goes Shannon in the sand.
All right, now let's have a look at this. That's Andrew Book, the race referee. If this, I'm just looking at the rules here, if this is deemed to be intentional by Matt Poole, the places can be reversed. Now, this is open to review, this. Shannon's looking. We've got Matt, who obviously wants it to stay as it is. There's Matt Poole. Interesting, this, and I think Roz has just got Shannon now.
Shannon, what's your take on that sprint finish?
Well, Pooley's got me for speed, so I had to get off early and got in front to the turn. And I'm not sure what happened. We'll look at the film, but it felt like his hands touched my shoulders, but we'll wait and see. Have a look at it.
So you feel like you were pushed?
At the moment, I do. We'll wait. The tape might tell a different story. It's like a jockey. You go have a look at the film after the race, and then you might protest. So we'll have a look.
If looks could kill, though, when you cross that finish line.
Yeah, well, I lost round 2 in a sprint finish, and then the round 3 again looks like I might have lost a sprint finish. So that's, you know, you drop 6 points and just a little 20-metre run. It's tough to take, and that's crucial to a series.
What an absolutely fierce battle between you guys, though.
Yeah, it felt like after 2 legs, Paul and I were sort of out the front and just jostling for 40 minutes or so. And yeah, it was a good battle in the end. It would have been nice to get away for myself, but it wasn't to be. And yeah, sprint finish tough against Pooley.
The rivalry's very strong between all of you guys, isn't it? Friends on the beach, but get in the water.
Yeah, it feels like there's a younger brigade coming after Kai, Wes, and myself. We're the older brigade, and they're hungry and they want to beat us at all costs. And yeah, it's good racing.
Thanks. Good luck.
No worries, stuff.
Yeah, sure is good racing. I'd say it's great racing as we have a look at that replay again.
Oh, it looks like an isolated incident, but it's been building up all day, hasn't it? Incredible. Not knowing what this result is of the review just yet.
Yeah, plenty of tension on the beach, pensive looks. Let's get back to Roz. I think she's got Matt with her.
Matt, an anxious wait. What's your take on that finish?
I've spoken to Shannon, I've spoken to Kane. To be honest, I'm going to be absolutely devastated if I get DQ'd. I mean, that's just a good, hard-fought battle in all my eyes. That's what our sport's about, We're out there in the water. We're going around Cairns. You don't give anyone an inch in the swim, in the board, in the ski. When you get to a sprint finish, when you're racing for a first place, you don't give them an inch. If there's an inside opportunity coming off that can, I was always going to take it. I don't regret doing it at all. I don't apologise. I'm sorry that Shannon felt down. I mean, he's the best in our sport, the best ever. So I'm just stoked that I could be that close to him after 4 laps. I mean, the guy's a freak. So I'm truly sorry that he fell down, but in no way was it intentional. It was just me running for a win. I wanted it more than anything.
He says he felt a hand on his back.
Look, I came around the inside. As soon as all I felt was my knee hit his ankle, I came off the inside of that sausage turn. My knee hit his ankle. He got tripped up. I had upper body trying to fit into a tiny little gap, so I had my shoulders locked in, and I never ever would have pushed somebody in the back. If I had 2 hands, 1 hand, and pushed him in the back, then that'd be worthy of a DQ. But as far as I'm concerned, that didn't happen.
It's absolutely fierce competition, Matt. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Well done, Roz. Well done, Matt. And yeah, you can feel the tension, can't you? There's the bird's eye view, a little bit more relaxed up there. And there's Andrew Book, the referee.
Mate, at this stage, the decision or the race placings will stand as they are, okay, based on what I've just seen. I don't believe there was any deliberate interference by either of you.
So what happened?
I have it, the Pooley's got tangled up with the back of your leg, right? As he's come in behind you, he's got tangled up with the back of your leg. That's caused you to start to go, him to start to go.
So did his hand touch me at all?
His elbows touched you, right, as his arms come forward, right? But I don't, there is no...
It was his arm, not shoulder.
Hey, it's his arm, right? Only when you both started to fall, right? Prior to that, there was no sideways movement and no elbow movement in any way, shape or form. I don't believe there was any deliberate, right, action
so you're saying his arm touched my body?
Yeah.
That's all right.
Well, it's touched your body, right, as you're both running forward. So as it's come forward and you've both started to trip, look, we can go through this for a long, long time. At this stage, or, you know, my decision is that the placings stand as they are, okay?
Well, there you can see Shannon Eckstein obviously doesn't agree with it. Matt Poole wins.
Raw emotion too, and you can see either side would have felt ripped off in that situation. Right down through the field there, the results. Wes Berg hung in there with that big whack in the butt earlier in the day. Dane Farrell did pretty well in the blue hair.
Yeah, Hayden White, Alum, Miller, Cole. I don't reckon we've heard the end of this. Now, that's the overall standings. It goes Eckstein, Shannon, of course, Kai Hurst, Kendrick Louis and Matt Poole now up to 45. But there could be an appeal. Who knows? Matt Bevilacqua, Wes Berg, Minogue, Alum, Smith, Trenbar.
And rounding out the top 16 of the Nutri-Grain IronMan Series here on our last page, Hayden White, Mitch Miller, Dane Farrell and Cam Cole, the Aussie Ironman champion.